Kelsey Mitchell getting run out of town. The fans are fed up. They have had enough. They're tired of seeing what they are seeing. And guess what? It is 100% the fault of the Indiana Fever organization. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciate all of your support. Hope you all having a fantastic day. Shout out, of course, to the 19. So what am I talking about? What's crazy is I did a video basically on this topic the other day because there was a different post. Everything's running together. It might have been yesterday. I think it was 2 days ago, though, on Kelsey Mitchell, because they did a post about voting Kelsey Mitchell to the All-Star team and how she was the spark to the team. And all the comments, I shouldn't say all, 95% of the comments were, yeah, no, that is not going to happen. Well, the Indiana Fever. And then I thought, you know what? I'll hold on to it. But now we've come back around because they're revisited. They put out another post, Kelsey Mitchell, get her to the All-Star game, and fans are not having it. And here is the thing. Here's where, again, I'm going to defend the fans. Why? Because Kelsey Mitchell, we all see the difference, right? Kelsey Mitchell was full on, supported, very vocally, embraced by the Indiana Fever, by the Caitlin Clark fan base that came to the Indiana Fever, I should say, because this is a team that in 2023, averaged 4,000 fans a night. 2024, Caitlin's rookie year, averaged 17,000 plus a night. Slight difference. And it was shaky early because, not with Kelsey, but with the team in general, just because of all the drop passes, right? We just saw so many drop passes. But as the season went along, especially, again, I know I keep saying this a lot, but it is peak Caitlin Clark Indiana Fever basketball, post-Olympic 2024. Kelsey Mitchell full on, bought in 100% to Caitlin Clark's high tempo read and react offense, and she prospered from it. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark were by far, clear cut, without a doubt, the best backcourt duo in the WNBA in 2024, despite a slow start. Kelsey was averaging more points. Like, everything was, it was a career year for Kelsey Mitchell, right? With the way Caitlin Clark plays and the up-tempo offense and her read and react, there were enough basketballs, as they say, when you have multiple big-time scorers on a team, for both of them to eat. And Kelsey Mitchell ate like she's never ate before. But in addition, they actually started winning basketball games. It was fun to watch. I'm sure it was fun for them to play. They were winning. They were getting to the playoffs. Kelsey Mitchell saw seasons of like 6 wins, 5 wins. I mean, she was 40 and something in like 140 in her time in Indiana before Caitlin Clark arrived. It was an absolute and total disaster. And then came 2025 with the injuries and all these new players and Stephanie White coming in wanting to make Kelsey Mitchell, even before the injuries, right? Kelsey Mitchell was going to be the priority. She was going to be it. That was going to be the focal point of the offense, and it was going to be a very, very different offense. We've heard Kelsey Mitchell talk multiple times about, the only, how much she loves Stephanie White, and I forget the exact words, like the only coach who, I don't want to say listen to her. I forget exactly how she worded it, but she was fully bought into Stephanie White buying in to Kelsey Mitchell and the offense being run through Kelsey Mitchell. And so now you're seeing that. Kelsey Mitchell is a much different player this season than she was in 2024. And it's not an improvement, right? It is not an improvement. And everyone's seeing that. So they're seeing a more selfish Kelsey Mitchell, or Kelsey Mitchell is more interested in her numbers. And it's so wild because, like I was just saying about enough basketballs to go around, Kelsey Mitchell is going to get more in terms of her numbers and playing alongside Caitlin Clark in Caitlin Clark's read and react like we saw in 2024. Because here's the thing. I thought that was a much more fun team to watch. I would much rather watch that team, without a doubt. But if I'm going to step back and try and be objective and look at the pieces, this is a much more talented team The problem is this team is not playing the style that team was playing. And they were all bought in, including Kelsey Mitchell. No, now they're playing Stephanie White style with the focus point being Kelsey Mitchell, and it's not just not as entertaining, it's not nearly as good. And Kelsey Mitchell's not nearly as good in it. Now, Kelsey Mitchell is getting her points, but there's a difference between a scorer getting her points and a scorer playing well, a scorer being a positive for the team. And Kelsey Mitchell isn't that right now. If she's not having that rare game like a few games ago where she's 11 for 15, she's not a positive for the team. She can be, but like that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. Kelsey Mitchell can be that player, but someone's got to wake her up and take her back to 2024 and say, look, by just I don't even want to say taking a back seat in a way, because to follow with like your numbers are going to be even better by taking a back seat kind of sounds contradictory, but I think you all know what I mean by that. It's like if you realize that the offense has to run through Caitlin Clark, and you realize you putting your head down and dribble until you chuck up a shot is not the way to go for you or the team. And you go, okay, Caitlin, here are the keys. Here's the basketball. I'm playing off you, right? We're going to do the back cut. Well, Kelsey Mitchell is a great back cutter, folks. Like, that's the thing, because I know I get all the people like, oh, you're hating on Kelsey Mitchell and you hate Kelsey Mitchell. No, I'm talking basketball, and I am absolutely happy to give her the praise where it's due. I mean, she is a phenomenal scorer, but she has to adjust her game in the way she's playing to be a phenomenal scorer and a positive for the team. Being a phenomenal scorer alone doesn't necessarily mean you're a positive for the team. And right now, Kelsey Mitchell is not that. And people are seeing it and they're tired of it, right? So we've got Kelsey Mitchell, our bucket. Vote Kels every day. And people are like, this season I'm voting Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark only. Shout out Coach Anderson, by the way. Puts good stuff out there. Until I feel like you're treating the franchise player like a franchise player and running this offense we came to watch. Used to be a fan. Oh, look at that. He double dipped. Until it started looking like a lot of the offense catered to her and not Caitlin Clark, not voting for her at all. No. I'm not sending a one-dimensional dribble player to the All-Star game. Read the room. Clark only until this team learns to share the ball the way she does. Fire Stephanie White, Amber Cox, Kelly Kraskoff. My votes today, no other fever due to them often being selfish, no other WNBA greats due to opponents and or refs breaking the results for them. It's all this. It's all of this. I mean, like I said, there's a comment here and there in her favor, but I'll pass. Actually, dribble, not pass. That was good. I didn't catch where that was going at first. I'll pass. That's right. She doesn't do that. Trade her. My vote is going to Caitlin Clark because she's a team player. I'll think about it. Not really. Nah, not dribble. Sorry, I don't mean to read so many because I know they get kind of repetitive. You got to play like an all-star to be an all-star. Yeah, not this year for McDribble, but I just wanted to hammer home so you don't think like I'm not being selective and cutting them in this example. It is overwhelmingly anti-Kelsey Mitchell on the Indiana Fever official account. That is a bad sign. And the reason I went deep into all the stuff that I was saying is because it's going to get spun as, oh, Caitlin Clark fans only root for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark fans are hateful. Caitlin Clark fans are the ist. Caitlin Clark fans hate Kelsey Mitchell, blah, blah, woof, woof. No. Caitlin Clark fans have opened their eyes. They saw what Kelsey Mitchell was in 2024. They would love to see that again because we obviously know that the talent is there. And I would be happy to root for a backcourt of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell that embraced what I saw post-Olympic break 2024. I have no problem with that. The problem is I don't think that I'm going to see it. Therefore, I don't know, irreconcilable differences. Kelsey Mitchell's got to get traded. I'm not sure she's going to be back next year anyway. I really, if Caitlin Clark does not take the contract money she deserves so others can get paid, I am going to be pissed. Because Kelsey Mitchell was all about getting paid this year. She could have taken less money. A lot of other stars did elsewhere in order to bolster the roster. Because what I was going to say is Kelsey Mitchell's going to be gone next year anyway because there's no way they're paying what they already gave Aaliyah Boston what they'd have to give Kelsey Mitchell and what Caitlin Clark should earn. I just don't see how they do that. So someone's got to go. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Kelsey Mitchell? Let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you later.